Welcome back to Zelda, the Faces of Evil.
Great!
Oh boy!
So I assume you're just saying fuck you to all the
Whoa,
crap
wait.
here?
Did they start you out? Did they start you out underneath the pebble caving in thing?
Apparently
like,
so.
Yeah,
like,
they did.
like if you just stand there and think about what you're going to do for a few minutes, are you going to die? That's
Yeah,
not
pretty
fair. That is not fair.
You know, just a Contra-styled drop-down feature would make this game a hell of a lot more bearable.
Yeah,
you know what
that
needs a
would
gun?
have helped out a lot. You, like,
He needs a
you have
spread
no
shot
idea.
too.
No, he does have the spread shot, the Firestones.
Ah, yeah.
Nah, I
You
don't think
don't
it's
want to
the
use the
same
Firestones on anything unless something that actually needs the Firestones.
And they're not red tomatoes.
Well, they're red. I don't know. They're close enough.
They look like they're a pain to get enough of to actually make it through the game. Like, you said you need to kill fire enemies for them.
It's as
Yeah.
close to the spread shot as the CEI can manage, alright?
I'm pretty sure a CDI can handle a spread shot. NES could do it. CDI can do it.
No,
Oh, God.
it's the CDI.
Let's give him a hand.
It's
Or-
the Wall Masters,
6,
Yep.
I suppose.
who now actually have something to do with the wall.
Yeah.
Never understood why they were called Wall Masters in the first place.
Because they were masters of the walls. The
They-
labyrinth.
They had nothing to do with walls at all. Now they do. But now they're
And
infinitely
And now I
less
think they're just
threatening.
taking advantage of the clunky hit detection.
What happens if these grab you?
They just
Hurt?
do damage. They
Uh,
don't actually grab you, they just do damage.
Those aren't the wall masters I know. You see what happens when you give them their actual names and they make sense? Become pussies.
What the hell is
Wall
that
man.
skeleton doing? Spoopy
Whatever
scary
you want it to be doing.
skeletons.
He looks like he's rocking out with his spear.
Yeah, look at this to the background music too. The darkness concept. I don't understand this whatsoever. Does every single room in this game suffer from this? Can it go dark whenever it fucking feels like, even when it's broad daylight?
When there's windows there that are bringing light
Yeah,
into the room.
They have to program a room to do that, but yeah. Like, there are some that do it and some that don't.
You think,
And
yeah,
there's no way you
Now
can.
here
there's
I'm
no
just
way you can
blatantly
tell
taking advantage of the weird hit detection.
Hey, whatever
Oh.
works.
There are
Okay.
windows in the room bringing in light.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's worse in Wanda Gamelon, where you basically have like an entire room where you can see outside, but it still goes pitch black.
What, do they try to justify it saying like it's a curse or something, or?
They don't
it's
even try to
just CGI.
justify it.
Ugh. That guy up there is head bopping.
What is love? Baby,
So wait,
hurt
you
me.
all right? So we need to. How many band members do you need for it actually to be a band?
Oh,
You
Three.
can have 3.
you can have 3.
Well,
All right, so we got
Plus-
the rockin' skeleton, we got the head bobbing stone guy here,
And
We
then
just
we
need
have the
another guy-
Octoroks. The
Oh,
Octoroks.
do the Octoroks look like they're jamming the music?
No, but their name makes up for
Sort of,
that.
they're sort of waving back and forth if I remember correctly.
They could be the mascot.
Bombs are really overpowered in this, I notice.
The only issue is that like hitting enemies, you really like if you want them to actually go off, you kind of have to hit enemies like dead on with them. The Power Glove is actually as powerful as 10 bombs.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus. So wait. You have to hit enemies directly with the bomb. The explosion doesn't do anything?
Well, the explosion does something, but it's incredibly easy for an enemy to walk away from it.
So, what's the point of this room again?
Free health.
Free health, and I'm showing it off.
Does every
Um,
face of evil have a boss?
Yeah.
But but you don't get heart containers for defeating all of them. I noticed. Or do you? I'm not sure.
The developers decided that
Yeah,
20
they
hearts was far too much for a maximum
They actually
health
do give
bar.
you heart containers. I don't remember. I'm trying to think. There's a few points where they give them to you, but there's no actual heart containers. Like those fairies back at the fountain gave you a heart. I know that much.
Like, basically, what do you max out at? 5 or 6?
I want to. It's either 6 or 7. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Still a far cry to normal Zelda formula.
Yeah.
Hell, even Zelda 2 gave you more health. And spells to make things easier for yourself.
Princess Zelda, or is it a trap? Let's stab her and find out. See, that's the beauty of this system. It simplifies everything. If it's a monster, stabbing it will kill it. If it's your friend, stabbing it will be like saying hi.
Yeah, you can play for a comedic effect. And I see you never played Shadowgate.
What?
Huh?
You never played Shadowgate?
No.
So you really haven't played Shadowgate. Yeah, Shadowgate, you can find a girl just lying down in the dungeon. She's tied up. You know, don't let her go. She'll turn into a werewolf and devour you.
Huh.
Being
Okay.
a nice person is a good thing normally, John.
Not in Shadowgate. It'll get you killed. Among other things. 3,000 other things.
Can you kill the werewolf?
Yes.
Is there a reward for killing the werewolf?
Yes, you get to go to the next area.
So you have to let her out anyway.
No. See, Shadowgate's one of those games where you die and then you can continue right where you left off because they expect you to die a lot in Shadowgate. So what you do is that you, like the good Samaritan you are, let the girl out of her bonds, she turns into a werewolf and she kills you. And then, when you reload the file, you stick that arrow in that bitch and watch as she transforms as she dies.
Oh, so it's a game where your character is able to carry over his memories from the times he died
Oh yeah,
and act on them.
I
You
wouldn't
want to
so
know
much
what
say
another
that-
word for that is? Trial and error.
Yes. In fact, you might as well call Shadowgate Trial and Error the game.
I love how the monkeys play with their feces before throwing them at you.
Well, see, they're actually in the middle of their feces pottery class, and we keep interrupting them.
Well, they're trying to
Kinda
mold them
does look
into
like
throwable balls. They're trying to mold them into throwable balls. Although it's hard to portray that in only 2 frames of animation.
The items disappear really quickly in this game. They give you maybe like 3 seconds before they turn into they start that little flashy thing, and then they disappear.
Actually, the monkeys, you know,
This shield, both
while they're
sword
preparing
and
their
spear
feces, look like they are
deflects,
headbanging,
cannot
so
stop
that can
the
count as a third band
violent
member.
curse.
What,
This
they play the
crystal
feces?
makes the shield
Yeah, they play.
reflect.
Well,
Curses
they could be just a groupie, or yeah, they play the feces.
They play the feces drums?
No, they play the feces.
Let's give our character a different shield and not change his graphics at all. Yeah, that's satisfying.
Zelda 1
Yeah.
did that. You got the big shield, the shield was bigger on Link.
Indeed.
And Zelda 2 had a shield spell which changed her color, which is enough, but you know.
Yeah.
I think the sword also changed color if you got a better sword in Zelda 1, or am I crossing my wires?
No, it
No,
did.
yeah, you got,
Yeah,
it was
you
brown
did.
and then,
And then you
White, and then another white.
yeah.
Palette swaps. Smell the variety. Taste the variety. Taste the rainbow.
Yeah, I got that.
I'm trying to remember what I'm doing here.
What are
Wasting
you
time.
doing here?
Buying stuff?
I think I was debating doing something. Probably should have edited that
I think
out.
you're finally coming to realization of what you're doing.
Why am I playing this
Why am I
game?
playing Faces of
You
Evil?
were afraid of going into the shop because you were afraid that Morshi was going to break your kneecaps.
Mm,
You don't have enough rupees, eh?
come back when
Ri-
you're richer.
Man, you know, I've noticed something. All the civilians that Link has to interact with in any sort of, you know, significant way in this game are all fat, not attractive people, and they're the only people he ever gets action from. And somehow this bothers me.
And all the good-looking people are evil.
All the good-looking people are either evil, the king, or Zelda, and Zelda isn't giving him any action.
How about the king?
So, you know,
Actually, I don't think any of the villains are actually... I think all the villains are ugly, too.
Everyone in this game is ugly.
We had the Zelda wannabe, which turned out to be that female witch.
Now, everyone in the game is ugly except Link and Zelda isn't giving Link any action. So I think this game is just, you know, one big symbolism trip for nice guy syndrome. I'm the guy who saved the princess, but she still won't kiss me. Meh.
You just
So
see
we're-
Link take off his green hat and put on a green fedora instead.
Trilby.
So again,
It's a trilby.
Oh,
Not
well,
a
he has
fedora.
to, in Wanda Gamlon, he has to give somebody a canteen for a kiss.
What?
He has to actually bribe someone to give him a kiss.
Wait, they have prostitution in a Zelda game?
G-rated
Well-
prostitution, even.
Well, in Zelda 2, once you gave that woman the water.
yeah,
Yeah.
both the old and the young lady. So we're back to the old. The faces of evil are actually talking about everyone in Korodai, not just the villains.
Yes.
Yep.
That's why they live there. Their faces are evil.
The Faces of Evil, that game about the one handsome guy who kills all the ugly people and then gets the girl. Or at least in theory gets the girl. But then she's unappreciative, and he doesn't get the girl. The CDI games channel the old Zelda cartoon pretty hard.
Well, that was basically the only characterization Link ever had. Well, it's still pretty much the only characterization Link's ever had, now that I think about it. It's not like
Well,
any of the-
technically, Link hasn't even been one character.
Well,
There's the 2D Link, there's Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask Link, there's Wind Waker Link.
Well,
and-
at this point in Zelda's history, there was just the first three games, right?
Yes.
And at that point, they hadn't gone into multiple timeline bullshit yet, so it was still sort of believed that I think that this was all just the same character, right?
No, not for Link to the Past. We knew it was a different Link then.
Yeah, Link of the Past was
Yeah.
sort of like a storyline reboot.
But
wasn't
like
it?
when they made this game, or at least started development, I don't think Nintendo had showed anything off of A Link to the Past, so they pretty much just had the first two games in the cartoon to go off of.
Yeah, so
So
at
this
this
game,
point,
this game
Link
came
was
out.
just-
Wait, well, how long did it take this game to make? Because this game came out in '93. Link to the Past came out in '91.
Wake up, sleepy bones.
What's it actually?
Yeah,
I don't know
the
because
best game on
I'm trying to
91.
think of trying to think of this game's development.
Wait,
I
Link
know
to
they
the
didn't
Past
have
came out
that
in
long to make
91?
it, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
pretty
gonna
sure
say
Link
I
to the
thought
Past
No, I
the
think
I
Link
thought
to
it
the
came
Past
out
came
like
out
later
later.
than that.
I'm pretty sure it
Let
was
me
like
let me check.
93 or
4.
Hey, do you know how we were talking about organic environments not having squares and simple shapes in them? We're in a morgue filled with drawers. Shouldn't all the drawers actually be square or rectangle shaped? And,
No, it was
you
not.
know,
I don't think any of
generally
them actually
standardized in size? Yeah,
No.
they're all, like, really badly drawn in this area. It's kind of annoying, actually.
Okay, so it came out in Japan in 91 and US in 92. April 13th, 92. So only a couple of months after.
Being frozen, you will beg to join me.
Because I think that they, I think
Ah,
they
a
started
xenomorph.
developing this game before E3, before the E3 where they would have shown it off.
Uh,
Well, E3 didn't become a thing until like 95.
and oh god, that guy's neck.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're going to fight one of this game's stellar bosses once again.
Yeah, I don't know why
the
they
ones-
have you. It's weird because they have you fight all the bosses twice for some reason.
They don't even introduce the bosses until about the halfway point in the game, which is just odd
It's
to me.
it's scattered. They tried to make this game kinda like a Metroidvania, except for it failed miserably. Because you can go anywhere you want during the game. Some places you're just going to figure out that you need a specific item to get through, or you're going to get your ass handed to you, but you can go anywhere you want.
Well, wasn't the only standard for that at the time the original Metroid, or possibly Metroid 2?
Yeah.
If you want to count Simon's Quest, you can.
Simon's Quest as well, but
Simon's Quest?
Well, I mean,
for the sake of
quality of
Actually,
the quality of the game is a different argument.
now that I think about it, though, this game is kind of like Simon's Quest. The bosses suck too. Like do you remember what the bosses were like in Simon's Quest?
All
Yeah,
two
you
of them,
could
yes.
walk past most of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they
I
just-
remember now. You get a heart for killing each of the bosses. They don't even give you the heart container, they just give you the heart. And then you have a couple of scripted things where they give you an extra heart.
Oh, that means you can't ever do a 3-heart run of Zelda Faces of Evil. Shucks.
I'm sure you were so eager to try that.
As
Jeff.
if the list of things wrong with this game wasn't long enough. Damn it.
Ruined forever. I can't
You can't
believe I
even do a
played this
swordless
game.
run.